Most AI videos still have one major problem. You generate one shot and it looks great, but the next shot has a different face, different lighting, different style, and suddenly the whole video starts feeling like random AI clips stitched together. And honestly, that's where a lot of AI video workflows break. So in this video, I'm going to test a more structured approach. Instead of just typing one prompt and hoping for the best, we'll build this like a proper production. First the story, then the character, then the visual style, then the scenes, and finally the full video. And for that workflow, today I'm using InVideo Agent 1.
You'll find the link in the description, or you can even search it on your browser.
Once you're here, you'll see Agent Mode. The reason I'm using this is simple. I don't want to create just one random AI clip. I want to build this project step by step, almost like a proper film production, where we first set the context, build the character, lock the visual style, create the scenes, and finally turn everything into a complete video. So here I'll type a short synopsis of the story I want to create. Then I'll also upload a treatment note, which is basically a short creative document where you explain the mood, story world, characters, visual style, and camera feel of the film. In simple words, it helps the agent understand how the final video should feel, not just what it should show. So once the synopsis and treatment note are added, I'll click this arrow icon. Now I can either continue an existing project or create a new one. Since we're starting fresh, I'll create a new project, give it a name, and move forward.
Now we need to create our first agent.
So I'll name this agent Creative Analyst and tell it that its job is to understand the treatment document, analyze the story, identify the creative direction, and help us plan the film before we generate anything. Once I submit this, the agent starts reading the synopsis and treatment document. And instead of instantly generating something, it asks a very practical question. Where is this video going to live? That matters because the platform affects the format, pacing, and framing. So I'll answer that this film is for YouTube in 16:9. Then I'll also ask it to analyze the treatment, identify the creative rules, and tell me what we should lock first for consistency. This is basically a quick training check before generation to know if the agent and me are on the same page. And look at the response. It's not just repeating the story back, it's catching the real problem. If the transformation feels too sudden, this could easily become just another random gaming video. So it breaks down the rules we need to follow, build the transformation step by step, keep the lighting controlled, make the boy feel normal at the beginning, and make the jungle reveal feel huge. It also tells us what to lock first: the character, the gaming room, the visual style, and the jungle world. So before generating a single shot, the agent already understands the creative logic.
And everything related to this film is now saved inside the context section, which can be accessed by the every agent you create.
This includes organized project details. Think of it like the shared memory of the entire production. So whenever we create another agent, generate a character, design a location, or build a scene, every part of the project can follow the same creative direction. And this is what helps the final video stay consistent, instead of every shot looking like it came from a different AI prompt. Now I'll ask our agent to turn this treatment into a proper production-ready storyboard. But I'm not just asking for random scenes. I'm asking it to use the full context, follow the cinematic transformation. So I'll give it this prompt and let it analyze the treatment properly. Then it has prepared the full storyboard scene by scene with the timing, camera framing, lighting mood, and functions. So we're not guessing the structure anymore. We now have a clear visual roadmap for the entire film. And before generating the actual scenes, the first thing we need to lock is our main character. Because if the character drifts, the whole film loses consistency. I'll give the agent a detailed character prompt, covering things like age, build, outfit, personality, and overall look, so the result comes out as close as possible to what I have in mind. In this case, I'm not using any reference images because I want a completely fresh look. I'm just describing the character in enough detail for the agent to build him from scratch. But if you do want more control, you can also use references and guide the agent very specifically. For example, take the lighting feel from one image, the outfit direction from another, and the facial vibe from a third. For me, though, I want a new, original character, so I'll stick with a detailed written prompt and let the agent generate from that. And here's the result. As you can see, it has generated a proper character sheet, and the output is actually looking great. Detailed, clean, and very close to what I wanted.
Now I'll go ahead and create the environments the same way. First the gaming room, and then the jungle world. I'm keeping this part quick because the workflow is the same. Describe the space clearly, let the agent generate options, review the result, and lock the one that matches the film. And now, both environments are ready. We have the dark, screen-lit gaming room for the first half and the massive cinematic jungle world for the final reveal. Both are now saved in context, so the rest of the project can follow the same visual language. Now the next step is to create the first frame images for each scene. For that, I'll create a new agent and call it Creative DOP. Just like before, I'll define its role clearly. This agent will handle the visual side of the film, camera angles, framing, lighting, composition, depth, and the overall cinematic look of every scene. Once the agent is ready, I'll give it a clear command to create the first frame images for each scene based on our storyboard, locked character, and environments. And as you can see, the first image is now ready. What's interesting here is that the agent didn't start from scratch. It automatically pulled the right assets from context, our locked character, the gaming room reference, and the visual direction we already created. So this is where the workflow starts becoming really useful. I don't need to manually attach everything again and again. The agent already knows what it needs to use. So in the same manner, I will now generate images for each scene. Now I'll follow the same process for the remaining scenes, so I'll meet you after generating all the first frame images. Alright, so now all the first frame images are ready. For each scene, it created multiple options, and it has also selected the best frame that matches our direction closely. For example, this frame is already approved because it fits the reference, lighting, and overall cinematic mood really well. And if you want, you still have full control here. You can edit the image, select a specific area to modify, chat with the agent for changes, or even mark an image as rejected so it won't be used in the final video generation. So now our image section is complete. We have the approved first frames for each scene, and the next step is to turn these images into actual video clips.
So first, I'll give the agent a prompt for Scene 1, and I'll ask it to use Seedance 2.0 to convert the approved first frame into a cinematic video clip. And now, as you can see, Scene 1 has been generated. Let's quickly preview it. This looks good. The character is consistent, the lighting matches the first frame, and the motion also feels natural. But instead of generating every single scene here and making this tutorial unnecessarily long, I've already created another project where I completed the full process. So let me take you there and show you how the final generation workflow looks when all the scenes are being created properly.
Alright, so now as you can see, I've generated all the video clips for this project. And for most scenes, I didn't stop at just one output. I generated multiple versions, because with AI video, the first result is not always the best one. For example, in this scene, I generated 4 different versions, so now I can simply choose the best one instead of being stuck with a single result. And that's a good workflow. Generate options, compare them, and only use the clips that actually match your vision. So now I'll download the best video clip from each scene. After that, I'll open CapCut. You can use any editor you like, and arrange all the clips manually according to the story. I personally prefer doing this part myself because it gives better control over pacing, cuts, transitions, and overall flow. Then I'll add some basic sound design like ambience, movement sounds, impact effects, and background music, so the final video feels more complete and cinematic. And after arranging everything properly, here's the final result we created using invideo Agent 1. So yes, this is how you can use invideo Agent 1 like a proper AI filmmaking workflow. And the best part is, invideo Agent 1 doesn't feel like just another prompt-based video generator. You give instructions in your own style, and the agent handles the technical prompting, references, planning, and scene direction in the background.
As you can see, that it automatically generated detailed prompt, picked the right references from context, and used the assets we created earlier to keep everything consistent. Of course, the output can still be improved with a few more iterations, but as a complete AI filmmaking workflow, this feels much more controlled, practical, and production ready. So link is in the description. Try it out, and I'll see you in the next video.